Is set on the track.
It means you'll turn up the real hard beats and real rap.
Pull out your cut. Pull out your cut. Pull out your cut. Pull out your cut.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Texans edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Cowboys pick up their first win of the year. Mike McKenzie stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Jeremy Shockey pulled in 3 touchdowns and helped his Giants beat the Red Cardinals Vikings. Mo Williams
is set to receive the kick, and it's kind of a number. Whoa, almost like a wide receiver makes that catch. Now has to reverse field, but he's got a wall in front of him. Picks up a big block at the 40. He's got one man to beat. He could go all the way. 78 yards. What a play.
The Vikings win this one by the final score of 55-27. In the home of country music, Tennessee is out a 4-point victory. Up in Chicago, we had the Bears decisively win by 17 points. The Bengals booted in 3 field goals in their victory at Paul Brown Stadium. Jets, Dolphins. Patrick, yes, I'm certain.
Is sometimes in no man's land, but you play the corner, you got to be tough. Reads it perfectly. Picture perfect down the sidelines. The 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, 55-yard pick.
The Dolphins go on to win this by the final score of 40-34.
We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
We'll shift gears now just a little and have a look at a few trades that should certainly be of interest. Jason Fabini leaves the Jets and is on the move to the Chiefs. And it's clear this was an area of their football team that needed somebody. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Brian Waters is a guy that ought to be able to fit right in with his new club, and he should make his presence felt over time.
The Rams won on the road and will now head home to meet the Eagles. Michael Clayton stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Steelers, Ravens. Kevin Johnson.
Is always a guy to look for when you're at the 10-yard line, as they are right now. Here's the snap, the lob, touchdown.
The Ravens win this one by the final score of 33-30. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chiefs win their 5th game of the season. And last but not least, we had the Packers come away victorious.
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Roy will be on the move. You see it there. He'll be getting a nice little payday, too. 4 years, $3.8 million, plus a $1.1 million signing bonus. Desmond Clark will also be, he signs a healthy 6-year contract with the Broncos. Mullins is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket, too. 4 years, $3.1 million. Watson will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Bears. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Ed Reed will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. He's suffering from symptoms of a concussion, and he'll be out for 5 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Simeon Rice will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. Notes from the team doctor said it's a broken thigh bone, and that he'll likely be out for 5 weeks. On to the serious news of the week. Kevin Jones said he knew his season was over the second he went down. And indeed, his club will need to find someone to pick up the rushing slack. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Here we go on ESPN. People's thoughts in mid-October naturally turn to postseason baseball and the World Series. But as Week 7 of the NFL comes your way, we've got our own version of a fall classic lined up for you here. Washington, Detroit, now! Classic lined up for you here. Fall and the World Series. But as Washington, Detroit, now! Classic.
Still fans making their way through the turnstiles. They'll be just in time to catch the start of this game. Hi there, I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to Ford Field. My colleague here in the commentary booth is Peter O'Keefe. Peter, both of these teams have a solid tackler on defense who does an excellent job pursuing the ball.
No doubt about that, Dan. These guys do an outstanding job of reading the offense and ripping it to shreds.